Earlier this year, a homeless encampment on South Oceanside Boulevard in Oceanside was removed and replaced with rocks. Now, that move led to criticism from advocates who said the city wasn't doing enough to help the homeless. Well, now the city of Oceanside is about to take a new step to help get people off the streets by opening Oceanside's first homeless shelter, and they have selected the San Diego Rescue Mission to run it. Joining us live is the president and CEO of the San Diego Rescue Mission, Donnie D. Welcome.
Hi, Virginia.
So can you explain to folks what kinds of services you'll be offering, in particularly those who may have substance abuse or mental health issues?
Yeah, let me give you a little background on who we are. We have a 100,000 square foot facility in downtown San Diego. We have 366 beds. 300 of those beds are used for 12-month rehabilitation, faith-based. And so those, we call them students, and they live with us for a year. And they're working a program to try to address the issues of their heart. The other 60 beds in that facility are used for emergency shelter overnight, very similar to what we're going to do in Oceanside. And so with this new facility that we were selected to run in Oceanside at 3131 Oceanside Boulevard, we'll have the opportunity to get people off the streets immediately. It'll be low barrier, so they'll have drug and alcohol addiction. They'll have job training issues. They'll have mental health issues, and our staff will give them an opportunity to stay at that facility for up to 30 days. During that 30 days, they'll have to see a case manager. It's the one requirement to stay in this facility, and it will be through that relationship with a case manager that will begin to help them navigate their way out of homelessness.
Now, what happens after 30 days? There have been some people who've said 30 days isn't long enough.
Yeah, I know. And those are usually people that aren't in this type of work. We have a facility downtown, and every night we take in 60 women and kids, and we give them 30 days. And did you know the average stay is 14 days? It takes us about 14 days through case management and through therapy and through the services that we provide to help that woman or that woman with her kids figure out where they go next. And so we fully believe in the model that we have, that 30 days is enough. And if it's not enough, there are some exceptions. But we don't think that shelters should be places for people to stay for 5, 6, 7 months. We believe that with this navigation center that we're Oceanside, and we hope to open one in South Bay within the next year, that these two facilities will give us a chance to get people off the streets immediately, address their issues, and help them create a path forward.
So 50 beds in existing buildings of an old school. Will there be room to expand if you need to?
Well, we've done a little space plan on it, and we could have up to 120 beds, but the city's been very clear that they're looking for a provider to offer 50 beds. And so we're going to take every one of those 50 beds, and we're going to operate a shelter with excellence, and we're going to work to get people off the streets immediately. Somewhere down the road, if the city council and the mayor decide to increase the amount of beds at that facility, we would certainly be excited about that, but that'll be a decision, since they own the building, that'll be a decision that they'll have to make.
Now, it may be surprising to some that this is Oceanside's first shelter. Just how big is the homeless problem in that area?
Well, there's not a lot of shelter beds in California at all. We lead the country in the number of unsheltered, and that's not just because the weather is acceptable and you can live out, so you can sleep outside, but it's also because we haven't had a real vision for adding shelter beds and having facilities where men and women and kids can get off the streets immediately. And you go to other states where they have cold weather, and they figured out how to open up places and get people off the streets immediately, because you can't sleep outside in some of those cities. We've not done that in California, and so I'd like to see every city create a facility where they had some shelter beds, whether it's 10 or 200. I'd like to see more cities. Oceanside is, and I really commend Oceanside Mayor Sanchez and their city council for being innovative and really taking the initiative to accept this responsibility for their city.
Donnie D., San Diego Rescue Mission, thank you so much for all of that information.
Thanks, Virginia.